Hello and welcome to Techability Time Travelers Week 5. We're going to be working on a new game to teach you guys some cool stuff today. So you guys are going to have to get the game, and then when you have it, you guys are going to go down to the bottom right and click on the Start button sprite, and then go to the top left and click on the Code tab. And when you're underneath the Code tab, you'll see two blocks of code that look like these. And we want to start out by working on the one that says when this sprite clicked. So I'm going to focus on this one first. And what I want to do is go to Control and grab Repeat 10 and drag it and attach it to the bottom. Change 10 to 30. Then I'm going to grab Wait 1 second from the top of Control and put it inside of Repeat 30. After that, I'm going to go to Variables and click on Make a Variable. I'm going to call it Timer with a capital T. Press OK. And then I should see Set. And then I'm going to change it to Timer, so it'll set Timer 2. And then I'm going to type -1 where the 0 is. And I'm going to drag it and I'm going to put it right underneath this Wait 1 second inside of the Repeat 30. After that, I want to go to Events and grab Broadcast and change it to, say, Game Over. So I have to click New Message and I'm going to type Game Over. Then I'm going to press OK. And then I'm going to go to Looks and grab Hide and attach it to the bottom of the code. And then that is the end of the first block of code. If you guys want to pause the video here and copy this before going on to the next step, go ahead and do that now. Once you guys have this, we're going to go over to the next block of code that says when green flag clicked show. And we want to go to Variables and grab Set and make it say Timer, and then we're going to have it say 0. Instead of 0, we're going to type 30. And then this is the end of the second block of code, and I'll go ahead and make sure that both of them can fit on the screen for you guys, right here. So go ahead and copy both these blocks of code before moving on to the next step. Next, what we're going to go ahead and do is go down to the bottom right-hand corner and click on the sprite called Question. And then we're going to make sure we're under Code at the top left, and you guys should see these three sprites underneath the sprite called Question. When you guys see this, we want to go to Events and grab When I Receive, and it'll say Change Color. We want it to click the drop-down and say Game Over. Then we're going to go to Looks, and under Looks we want to scroll down, and we're going to look for Hide and attach it to When I Receive Game Over. And then this is all the code that you will need, just these two blocks of code right here. So once you guys have them, you guys can go on to the next step. Once you guys are done working on the question sprite, what we want to do is click on the sprite called Word at the bottom right-hand corner. And then what we want to do is underneath it, you'll see these three blocks of code. Let me just move them to organize them. And then once you guys have found this, what we want to go ahead and do is click on Events. And under Events, we want to grab When I Receive. And we're going to make it say Game Over. Then we're going to go to Looks and grab Hide and attach it to When I Receive Game Over. Then once we have this, what we want to do is go to Events and grab When This Sprite Clicked and drag it into the white space. After that, we want to go to Variables and grab Change and make it say Score. So we want to click on Make a Variable underneath Variables and type Score and press OK. I'm going to click the drop down and type, or make it say Score, so change Score, and then I'm going to make it say -2. After that, I'm going to go to Events and grab broadcast and attach it to the bottom of change score by -2, and it's going to say change color. So let me zoom in a little bit. So far these are the 2 blocks of code that I created and added to the word sprite. And once you guys have these, make sure you guys go ahead and pause the video here and copy down these 2 blocks of code before we go on to the next step. After you guys have those 2 blocks of code, I'm going to scroll down just a hair, and I want to look for this block of code right here where it says when I receive change color, wait half a second, switch costume to costume hashtag of question. What I want to go ahead and do is click on where it says wait once here, put 0.1 instead of 0.5, and then we're going to go to control and grab if then else, and what we want to do is take this switch costume, put it at the bottom of that if then else, and then attach the if then else to the bottom of wait half a second or 1/10 of a second, so it looks like this. Then we want to go to motion and grab set x2. We're going to put this inside the first bubble. We want to grab another set x2 and put it inside the second bubble for else. The first number will be 130, and the next number will be -130. Then we want to go to variables and click make a variable, and we want to type position, P-O-S-I-T-I-O-N. Press OK. Then we're going to go to operators and grab the equal operator. So it says blank equals 50. And we're going to put this inside the bubble for if then. Change 50 to 1. Then go to variables and grab the position bubble and put it inside the first bubble. And then this is what the code should look like when you guys are all done. So go ahead and pause the video here so you guys can go ahead and copy this before going on to the next step. Then what we want to do is go back to the start button sprite at the very bottom right hand corner. And then what we want to do is look for when green flag clicked, and we're going to grab the set variable. So it's going to say set, and we want it to say score, and it's just going to say 0. So go ahead and pause the video here and make sure you guys have this code underneath the start button sprite before we go on to the next step. Once you guys are all done with this, what we want to do is go down to the bottom right hand corner and click on the sprite called color. And under color, you should see these 2 blocks of code. And what we want to do is we want to start out by, we need to go to events, and we want to grab when I receive and drag it into the white space and make it say game over. Then we're going to go to looks and grab hide and attach it to when I receive game over. After that, we want to go to events, and we want to grab when this sprite clicked, and we're going to drag that right underneath this one here, put it in the white space. And then I want to go to variables and grab the change, and it's going to say score. So change score by, and we want it to say 1. Then we're going to grab the set, and we want it to say position, and we're going to leave it as 0 for now. And then we're going to go to operators and grab pick random 1 to 10 and change 10 to 2. And then lastly, we're going to go to events and grab broadcast change color. So these are the 2 blocks of code I added underneath the color sprite. If you guys would like to go ahead and pause the video here and copy these 2 blocks of code before going on to the next step, go ahead and do that now. After that, what we're going to go ahead and do is what we want to do is look for this block of code when this sprite clicked, and we want to add something to it. Next, what we want to go ahead and do is just scroll down just a hair and go to Events and look for When I Receive Change Color and drag it into the white space. Then we're going to go to Control and at the top grab Wait 1 second and attach it to the bottom of When I Receive Change Color. Change 1 to 0.1. Go to Control and grab If Then Else and attach it to the bottom of Wait 0.1 second. Grab under Operators, grab blank equals 50. 50 is going to be 1. Then go to Variables and grab Position and put it inside the first bubble. After that, you want to go to Motion and grab Set X to and put it inside both of the If and Else. Change it to -30 for the first one and positive 130 for the second. Sorry, negative 130 for the first, and then positive 130 for the second one. Then we want to go to Looks, and we're going to grab Switch Costume 2. There it is. It's going to say Switch Costume 2, 9. Then what we want to do is go to Sensing. And under Sensing, we are looking for hashtag or backdrop hashtag of stage, and we're going to drag it and drop it inside the bubble. Click on Stage and change it to Question. Then click on X Position and change it to Costume Hashtag. And then once you guys have that done, what you're going to do is pause the video so that way you guys can copy this before moving on to the next step. Then what we want to do is go to the Costumes tab. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And we want to click on the color sprite costume and reorder the costume. The new order should be black, blue, pink, green, gray, red, yellow, purple, orange. So black's going to be the first one, so I'm going to look for the color black. On the left-hand side, there's black, and I'm going to drag it to the top. I'm going to make sure it's the first one in the row. There we go. And then the next color is blue, so I'm going to look for blue and make sure that's the second one in the row. Then we want to click on pink, and we're going to make that the third one in the row. And then we want green, and green's going to be the fourth one in the row. Then we want red, and that's going to be the fifth one in the row. Then yellow is going to be the sixth one. And then we want purple. Already got it in the seventh. Orange is in the eighth. Oh wait, gray's after green. So let me drag, gray is actually number 5. So let me go over all the numbers. Black is number 1, blue is number 2, pink is number 3, green is number 4, gray is number 5, red is number 6, yellow is number 7, purple is number 8, and number 9 is orange. So go ahead and do that now for your guys' color sprite. Just go to costumes and reorganize them so that they're in the same order as mine. When you guys are all done with this, what we want to go ahead and do is hover our mouse at the bottom right hand corner over the cat head with the plus sign. It'll say choose a sprite and a toolbar will appear. On that toolbar, click on the paintbrush. This will create a new sprite called Sprite 1. And below the game window, you'll see Sprite, and then the word Sprite 1 will be inside of a bubble. Here, we can rename it. And I want to rename it to Game Over. All one word. Make sure you do capital G, capital O, so it's easier to read. Then what we want to do is go down to the bottom left, and we want to click on the cat head with the plus sign on the bottom left where it says choose a costume. And when you do, this screen will appear. And we want to select a character. So I'm going to scroll down and I'm just going to click on the bat. After that, what I want to do is go to the code tab at the top left-hand corner on my screen. And what we want to do is go to events and grab when green flag clicked, drag it into the scene, and then go to looks and grab hide and attach it to the bottom of when green flag clicked. After that, we want to go to events and grab when I receive change color, drag it into the white space, and click on the drop down to say game over. When I receive game over. Then we're going to go to looks and we want to grab show and attach it to the bottom of when I receive game over. Then we're going to go to control and grab forever and attach it to the bottom of show. Then we want to go to looks and grab say hello for 2 seconds. We're going to grab 2 of these and put them inside forever. And what we want to do is go to variables and grab score and put it inside the second one, so it'll say score. And then in the first one where it says hello, we want to type you scored and then put a couple exclamation points. And then that is what you guys should have for the 2 blocks of code underneath the game over sprite. Once you guys have that, you guys are done with this video. Stay awesome, everyone. See you in the next one. Bye, everyone.